Hashtag the parliamentary forest. The timber has run out. Once upon a time, Ukrainian MPs could be classified not by political parties, but by types of timber. This one was made of beech. He sat in the parliamentary chamber with such confidence that he could easily survive 2 or even 3 convocations. His chair was replaced, the carpets were replaced, even the Constitution was patched up, but he remained, as if he had taken root. That one was made of hornbeam. The moment he stepped up to the podium, the temperature of social tension shot up to 100 degrees. People argued, experts debated, television studios overheated, while he simply smiled, as if to say, I haven't even started yet. Then there was the viburnum type. Everything was about the Ukrainian language, songs, embroidered shirts, the flag, and historical memory. Perhaps he sometimes went too far, but at least he understood that a country is held together by more than just a budget. There was also the ash tree, strong, heavy, and perfect for backstage political brawls. If someone decided to settle an argument with their fists rather than words, it was better to keep your distance. Ash worked without requiring a single amendment to the parliamentary rules. There were oaks, too, not always intelligent, but certainly substantial. Sometimes they stood silently for an entire term, but whenever they finally said something, journalists wrote it down, because there was no guarantee they would hear anything similar before the next election. In today's parliament, it feels as though it was carved from wood chips, a mysterious material. It looks like wood, but somehow it isn't. You can't burn it. There is no heat in it. You can't make furniture from it. It would fall apart before reaching the workshop. You can't carve a post from it. The wind would destroy it first. Pick it up, and it is already crumbling in your hands. Before it has even finished promising the voters a bright future, the promise has already turned into sawdust. The only practical use is to shave it into thin sticks for kittens. At least that would provide some public benefit. But the most entertaining part is watching parliamentary arguments. Imagine a deputy known by the nickname AnalTabu. That's the kind of nickname that somehow feels perfectly suited to modern Ukrainian politics. One deputy is the analyst, another is the voice of the people, another is the committee, and this one, naturally, is AnalTabu. So he walks up to the podium. Dear colleagues, I want to raise a fundamental issue. The chamber immediately comes alive. Petro Poroshenko looks up from his phone, glances at him, and says, Fundamental is good. Now try asking an actual question. Laughter fills the chamber. AnalTabu refuses to give up. I demand a specific answer. To what question? A pause. To the fundamental one. Poroshenko nods. Well, then everything is clear. The question is fundamental, so there will be no specific answer. Even the presidium starts laughing. AnalTabu begins waving his papers. You are avoiding the answer again. No, Poroshenko replies calmly. I simply don't want to answer a question you haven't formulated yet. The chamber erupts. Oh, the camera operator immediately zooms in. Because Parliament has long understood one thing. A bill may fail, the budget may get stuck, a committee may postpone a meeting, but once a verbal fight begins, the ratings are guaranteed. AnalTabu takes the microphone again. Mr. Poroshenko, you are not listening to me. I am. Then why aren't you answering? Because you are speaking louder than you are thinking. Silence falls across the chamber. Even the journalists stop typing. Then someone in the back quietly says, "Put that in the official transcript." And at that very moment, it becomes obvious that we are no longer watching the Verkhovna Rada. We are watching a theater of political timber. Everyone comes to the podium carrying their own piece of forest. One brings an oak, another brings hornbeam, a third brings birch bark, and AnalTabu arrives carrying an entire bundle of wood chips, insisting that it is a strategic reserve for the future. Poroshenko looks at the pile of sawdust and asks, "What are we going to make out of this?" "A political reform. Won't work." "Why?" "Wrong material." And even the stenographer smiles. They say timber is tested over many years. Apparently, these days MPs only need to be tested during one television appearance and with two uncomfortable questions. If they don't fall apart afterwards, it means their press office reacted faster. Once, the Verkhovna Rada was a place where passions boiled. Now it looks more like a furniture shop made of cardboard. From a distance, everything looks solid. But lean against it once, and you're already looking around for someone to blame. The strangest thing is that people keep returning to that political forest looking for new timber. They hope to find at least one oak. But they come back carrying an armful of wood chips. Perhaps that is the great secret of modern statecraft. Once, MPs used to break spears. Now, they break themselves. And all that remains are sawdust, parliamentary transcripts, and promises that, at the next election, will once again be called a new kind of politics.